Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Ansaj Watts. Today, I'm going to explain electromagnetic waves. Um, so, before we go into the definitions about electromagnetic wave, let's talk about its history. Sir William Herschel used in 1800s a prism which will scatter the light and put the thermometers on each different bands of light, similar to how you can see in the image. And what he observed was that each band of light had a different temperature. And like all these colors of visible lights have some temperature in it. So later down the line, James Clerk Maxwell in 1864 unified the magnetic field and the electric field, showing that they propagate together, which started the topic electromagnetic waves. And one of his famous equations was you can see V equals to frequency and lambda. Now, what are electromagnetic waves? So, if you take a charge and start moving it, what happens is that it will have some magnetic field around it. As you can see in this picture, if you see the green, and it's all signal waves. So if you can see the green represents the um, electric waves, and the black line represent the magnetic waves. They all are transverse waves. They have frequency and wavelength. And one of the main features of electromagnetic wave is that they don't need any medium to propagate, unlike sound waves. And one of the biggest example of this will be the sun and the earth. We all know that there is millions and billions of atomic reactions happening every second on the sun to give us the light. Now, those light coming from sun to earth are visible to us, but we don't hear any sound from the sun. And we all know space is vacuum, so which means that electromagnetic waves don't need any medium to propagate. And they can travel at a speed of light, which is another characteristic of electromagnetic waves. Now, another very good example or another and best, a good analogy of electromagnetic waves can be the stock market. Now, we all know supply, demand, and price, but just to kind of refresh, if we have more supply, then the demand goes down, which leads to the price going down. If we have more demand and less supply, the price go up. And in our case, we can see electric field as the demand and supply as magnetic field. Then the price, which comes from the interaction of electric waves and magnetic waves, will be electromagnetic waves. This interaction between the supply and demand will create a fluctuating price, similar to how oscillation seen in electromagnetic waves. Now, another good example will be the anthrax and how organized chaos that is. If you look at the tracks of ant, you'll never see a straight line. They are going all over the place. But they all have a starting and the ending point. So what I'm trying to say is that the seemingly random paths of ants are actually highly organized, much like the structured propagation of electromagnetic waves. Similar to how we have, you see how the ant tracks, they're not a straight line, but they are all following a pattern. Now, why I picked these analogies? So, when I was doing this assignment, I was sitting outside, and three things that were visible to me at that moment were sunlight, the anthrax, and I was reading a book on stock market. So that's why these are the three analogies that I came up with when I was doing the assignment of electromagnetic waves. Um, and for the research, I highly encourage anyone to, if you want to do more research, they can go to this link in the reference material. It will lead you to a page on Lumen Learning. It explains the Maxwell equations and everything in more further detail. And there are some um, revisions that I did, starting from my initial slides to my final slides. I added, after the lecture we had on Monday, I added the idea of charges moving, causing the magnetic field. I also added this diagram from the lecture, and I also added that electromagnetic waves don't need a medium to propagate. I really hope you guys have a clear understanding of electromagnetic waves, what they are and what they do. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Take care.